What is going on YouTube? So today we are going to be testing, and I went ahead and I got a little bit of time this morning before we roll out, and I want to go ahead and check the cylinders. So we just bore scoped down into the cylinders, and let me show you guys what I found. Ran over to Keith pit stop this morning. Keith went ahead and threw those on for me. Appreciate it, Keith. And so yeah, we got some fresh Mickeys. And honestly, there was nothing wrong with my old Mickeys. I was still hooking really good with those, and I'll probably just go ahead and sell them. But you can get a lot of runs out of radials, way more than like a slick. But I did have these. I had them brand new sitting around. Those radials are from last year. Like I said, I could keep running those on tracks and it would probably do just fine. I wasn't spinning with them. But we have some high dollar races coming up. I want to be able to have as much traction as I can, so I went ahead and got some brand new Mickeys. I honestly need some new front tires here soon. Probably over the winter, I'll get some new front tires. Those are also Mickey Thompson DOTs. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get this girl ready for Mason-Dixon tonight. My buddy Ryan is coming. It's not really going to be any racing. I might still get some in-car video, but maybe I'll just bring you guys in and show you some data and show you what I'm doing to try to improve my times. So this is the bore scope machine that I use. It's that's the brand, and I'm pretty sure I got it on Amazon, and I'm not really sure how much it was. I forget, I got it a couple years back, but man, if you guys don't have one, you need to get one. It comes in handy on all kind of things, even like non-automotive stuff, just having this little camera, being able to snake it in and look at stuff. But we're gonna head and bore scope these cylinder walls. I want to show you what I found. All right, so that used to be really, really bad. As you can see, I can still see the crosshatch all the way down. And we just have a little bit of wear at the very tippy top, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of normal wear. And then, I mean, look at that. It looks amazing. And I've been running this pretty hard here. And to see like almost no wear at all in the walls leads me to say that those injector placements, what we did a couple months back, fixed the issue. We have no more accelerated wall wear. I'm super happy about that because I was really knocking my head against the wall. I really had no idea why it was doing that. So we got that figured out. So I'm super happy. It's been running great. I even noticed, I feel like it's got better high top end RPM since I put the injectors deeper into the intake manifold. So like before I could tell right around like 8 to 82, 8300 RPM. I almost felt like the power kind of like lineared off or kind of dropped off, which was kind of weird. And now it shoots right to 9 and will like, I even hit the limiter at Beaver Springs on that last pass because it just shot there so quickly. And before it almost felt like it kind of petered out. And I'm wondering if that was the fuel atomization was so bad it was struggling to fire off all those droplets. I don't know. It's just a theory. I'm not sure. Guys are a lot smarter than me, probably could explain that better, but I feel like the motor runs more crisp, better, more power, just feels good. So today what we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna actually go to my local track, Mason-Dixon Dragway. I have never gone down Mason-Dixon. And the main reason is they're very, very strict on safety, which is good. And I just don't have a lot of the higher safety equipment. I do have, you know, the 4-point with a harness. I wear, you know, a jacket, neck roll, and helmet and all that. But I know like for certain speeds, they want parachutes. For certain speeds, they want a 6-point certified cage, which I don't have. So, but it is a quarter-mile track, and we're only gonna run to the 8th. So I talked to a few guys, and it seems like they're gonna be okay as long as I get out of it at the 8th mile. So we're not gonna be setting no quarter-mile stuff today. Really, honestly, today, the main testing is just seeing if I can improve my 60 and my 330 because we have some big races coming up, and it's gonna be front side prep stuff, and I wanna be able to get after it and see what the car can do on a good surface, and Mason-Dixon typically has really good surface. So we went ahead and got some fresh Mickey Thompson Pros. These are DOT Mickey Thompson Pro radials. This is pretty much what I run now when it comes to needing to have a DOT tire. All right, we are here. Mason-Dixon, first time I've been here. Well, it's not the first time I've been here. I have been here to watch long time ago, but I have never gone down the track here ever in Mason-Dixon. So kind of excited to see how it was. I was just up looking at the start line, and man, there's some rubber down, and it's sticky and grabby already. So it's going to be a heck of a start line, that's for sure. But again, this is all for getting prepared for frontside stuff. So it's always sticky. It's always a lot of rubber. I don't have any weight in the rear of the car. I got the front shocks tightened all the way up, and I have a pretty spicy tune out the hole. I got a goal in mind for 60 foot and 330, and that's really what we're trying to get after today is the short track stuff. And hopefully they don't get too upset with me here, but if they do, I'll just run to 330 or something and get out. So, but it should go pretty quick as long as the car acts right, as long as I know what I'm doing on the computer. Ryan's coming out. I think Richie's gonna come out with his vet, have some fun with his Corvette. So should be a good time just hanging out with some friends and getting some little testing in. Coming up in lane number 1. That's all from Lamore Pontiac. That's all. That's all. Yeah. That's the little Well, was going pretty good at the beginning of the day. Didn't really get a lot of in-between videos. It was test and tune, so we were trying to get back, cool down the car, get data, go back out. And the car kept getting faster. We kept turning up the boost. Ended up bringing tire pressure back down to what I normally run, and I did loosen the front end a bit. It started wheeling a little bit, like little baby wheelies. And then bad stuff happened. So I went to go in, we're gonna build 30 pounds on the brake, let go of the button, it does a wheelie. So how I have it set up right now is that boost target follows front wheel speed. So the front wheel speed's in the air, my boost stays low because that's my launch. So when the boost went from 30 and it dropped because of my targets for 0 miles an hour, so it just kind of stayed there. And then when boost came down, obviously the Lambia fuel tables also target a leaner mixture. So the fuel went fairly lean. I wouldn't say lean, but hot. And then once the tire touched down, the boost shot up within like split second, and it went to 45 pounds, which is what I was targeting. But then the fuel it took a little bit for the fuel to richen back up. And I think number one got hot and it nipped the tip of the spark plug and it pushed the head gasket and it blew it out. And my coolant system seen 70 some pounds of boost. It blew my radiator hose apart and it torched the cylinder head. So it really sucks. I've never done that before. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at this tune, and once we get everything fixed, I'm gonna really fatten it up a lot, make it super fat. We were in that 45 PSI range, which I don't run a lot. So it may have just needed more fuel. I wasn't really looking at plugs. I should have been looking at plugs more, and it is what it is. It just got too hot and it blew out the head gasket. So I'm really hoping the block is okay. A lot of times when it torches, it definitely was probably torched the head. Hopefully the block is survivable, and maybe the head, got a local buddy that he welds up cylinder heads and resurfaces them after torches like this. So if the head's not too bad, hopefully we can give it to him. He can weld it up and resurface it, and hopefully it's good to go. Worst case scenario, block and head are too torched beyond repair, and that's gonna need new block, new head, which I do have a spare motor, but nothing's done, no sleeves. So, but we're gonna get it in here, tear into it, see what the damage is. Hopefully it's minor, but at this point, I don't know, it's probably not looking too good. So here is where it blew the radiator hose apart. Can't really tell if the radiator is messed up or not. I think it might be. I'll have to check it. Well, I'm done. Completely destroyed the block. And she burned right through the head, intake side. The valves and everything look fine, but that's not fine there. She torched pretty hard. So this is definitely not a quick fix at all. Block is trash, head's trash. It really sucks. I'm sure the crank, rods, I don't know about the piston. Piston's probably bad too. Yeah, crank rods are probably good. All my valve train is all good. But we're gonna need a head and another block and a sleeve block. I do have a spare head and block, stock one, over at the garage. I haven't torn into it yet. Hopefully it's good and we can use that. But this is basically a season ender for me. And sucks. There were some really good races coming up that I think I had a good shot at. But yeah, that's kind of racing. This happens. It's my fault. I should have gave it more fuel. This stuff's really sensitive when you start really making a lot of power, a lot of boost. So I'm going to have to adjust fuel. I have to run it richer because clearly it was not liking this. So there's going to be a couple things I got to adjust, like the boost curve, Just stuff to keep it fat under power, because any type of lean jolt, even if it leans and then fattens, it's not it's too late at that point. So this just sucks, but this is pretty much going to be it. It is what it is, guys. So I will probably what I end up doing is pull the block, break it all down, see what's salvageable, and then I'll have to bring the other block over, tear that all down, and see what, send it off to Jeremy and have him sleeve the new block and stuff. So that's, at least I'm going to have something to record for you guys. So sucks for me, but live and you learn. Well, she is out. Transmission's over there. So here's our bad cylinder. What's crazy is it didn't even touch the inside of the sleeve at all. And everything actually looks really good. But clearly it blew out the side and then just started torching. Not good. So far we're looking good. Got everything off. Gonna go ahead and take our pistons rods out. We're gonna keep a good look at these bearings. So the rod bearings are Calico ACLs, and then we got King mains. So we'll be able to see how our bearings are holding up, and we'll see if how this piston looks. Well, got her out. I'm gonna have to clean her up. The only damage is that right there, as you can see, and the rings, they're moving, but there's a lot of trash. There's a lot of aluminum and crud from when it burned up. I think it drawed in a lot of aluminum. There's even like a couple little marks under here, which I think the aluminum shrapnel kind of marked up the pistons a little bit. But all in all, I mean, everything looks really good. Look at these bearings. I'm super, super impressed. So bottom, obviously the bottom doesn't really see a ton of stress, and that looks perfect the day I put it in. Look at this top bearing. I mean, look at that. Coating started to wear off a bit, but I mean, look at that. That is awesome. Coating was holding up most of the stress there, and it's just barely through the cali coat. Look at that. Super, super impressed. So I already shipped out some more rod bearings to get this coating done. But obviously it's holding up. I mean, they're not even stressed out at all. Really super awesome coating. And I'm gonna stick with these. These are the ACLs. These are the X's. I did double X this time. I think I found a winning combo, at least in my engine. So I run 50 weight mono and double X with cali coat. And man, they are working well. Here's number 4, same situation, bottom bearing, all the coating is still there, top bearing, just starting to wear through the coating. Those scratches I did when I was pushing it out, there was no banged up or scratches. I pushed it out, pushed them out with these this bronze guy. I really need to get like a rubber, something rubber to go down in there, but yep, I'm digging these bearings and this coating. So we're gonna stick with that recipe for sure. And piston looks really good. A couple little scratches that was previous, that's old stuff. And a little wear on the skirt, and that is it. Looking really good. All right, look at these bearings. So got a little bit of, it looks like aluminum transfer, probably from when it blew up. And a little bit of wear right there. It looks like it grabbed some trash, probably when the aluminum went through. The crank looks really, really good. We got no problems. Those bearings look really good also in the girdle. So no issues at all. So looks like other than me torching everything was living really happy. The bearings looked great. As far as I can see, all the piston cylinder walls look really good. Have a couple weird like marks in the bottom of the piston. You can see those marks right there. Pretty sure that is probably from when it started throwing aluminum around in the block from burning everything up. It's my guess because they weren't there before. You can see there and there, another mark there. Every piston has some type of weird mark except number 4. 4 does not. So it looks like everything's happening around 1, which that's the one that torched. So my guess is that was aluminum getting thrown around. A couple little chunks. So I'll check the pan, check the filter and all that, but everything was looking pretty good. All right, clean the piston up real good. And you can see that's the only mark there is that right there. That's where it was torching. And I put the rings in, I cleaned everything up, and nothing's pinching, everything feels normal. So I think the piston is fine. I'll probably just take some emery cloth, just smooth that little roughness out. There's another little rough spot on the exhaust right there. Probably smooth that out and then just reuse these pistons. Well, all in all, guys, could have been a lot worse. So I sent videos to Jeremy on the block. He thinks we can save this block, which will be really nice. That'll save me some money. He thinks we can just weld it up. He has a guy that welds. He'll deck it. As you guys can see, the sleeve got a little hot as well. And he says he'll just deck them down and then redo the CNC. So obviously the deck will come down a hair. We're talking thousandths of an inch. He's done it before and it's worked out. So we might be able to go ahead and save this block, which would be nice. And one thing that I might do is, if he can save the block, I'm going to rerun the same setup. These are 10-to-1 pistons, same rods and everything, and we should be back racing sooner than I thought. If he can't save the block, then we're going to, well, I am thinking about going lower compression, which means we're going to get different pistons, custom pistons, which will take 6 to 8 weeks, and we'll be waiting. But if we can save this block, I'm going to go ahead and just ball hone this, throw the same pistons and rings back in it, and send it. We'll see what Jeremy thinks. I'm meeting him with this weekend. I'm going to give him this block and see if he can do some magic on it and get it ready to go. Of course, the head too, we're gonna need a whole new head. He does not like welding heads. The heads tend to lose head gaskets after they get welded because the weld material and the cast aluminum material, it heats up differently. So, heat has a lot to do with how head gaskets hold. If the area that is welded heats slower or faster or expands slower or faster than the rest of the head, you could potentially have a head gasket leak in that area. So he does not like to weld the heads. He'd much rather just get a new core and we'll swap all the valve train over. There's nothing special with these heads. They're cast ports. They're just factory OEM Honda heads. So I got another head that I'll give Jeremy and we'll go ahead and throw my whole valve train in there. He obviously goes over and checks all the valves, and of course I don't need a valve job and all that, but he'll go over all the valves, make sure the valves are good. If we need to replace any, he'll replace them. Obviously it's going to get new guides. We're going to make sure we have the cut down guides this time because we don't want to lose guides and mess up the turbo. So we'll make sure we have cut down guides, and the head shouldn't really be a big problem. But the block I'm hoping we can save. If we can, like I said, I'm going to use it. I'm still going to send him another block, and I'm going to have him sleeve that block, and we're going to be going to a lower compression piston, same rod, still 2.4 stroker, but we're going to go lower compression. I'll get into that at another video, but for now we're going to see if we can save this block. But that's going to do it for this video. The next video, hopefully I will have some parts back and we can put this sucker back together. We have some big races coming up. I'm going to miss some for sure. I'm hoping to at least get to 1 or 2 maybe towards the end of fall here, if we can get everything back together, but this definitely puts me down for a while. But all you guys that are helping me out, I really appreciate it. Jason, BJ, a couple other guys that reached out and said, hey, if you need a head, you need a block, let me know. So I really appreciate it, guys. This 2000 community is really cool. Guys are always helping everybody out, so really appreciate that. And of course, big shout out to Jeremy. He's always going above and beyond to try and get me fixed up so I can get back on the racetrack. So I really appreciate it. If you guys do need sleeve jobs, engine work, head work, you guys know where to go. Jeremy Allen. And of course, myself, if Jeremy's backed up, you guys want a motor, I also assemble motors here. Obviously, I do my own and I do customer blocks. And I always use Jeremy for all my machine work. You can't beat Jeremy. He knows what he's doing, and I trust him. So, but anyways, that'll do it, guys. I'll be back in another video. We're going to be tearing apart my converter and doing a little something in the converter. So stay tuned for that video as well. But again, appreciate it. Comment, like, subscribe, like, what you're watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. See you.